but he's building his third rack, so it looks like he's going for some early pressure followed by an expansion.
I
The
didn't.
Protoss has just started the warp gate, and he's only at one gate so far.
Yeah, I just made a terrible mistake because I did not see that second barracks on the lower ground. I should have checked the production tab, but I didn't. Well, I dropped the
No problem.
ball.
That's why we're both here. In case I miss something, you're always there to back me up.
That's right. We're like brothers.
We see him now moving the racks back to his main, and we'll drop a tech lab into it, probably to pump out some routers and research concussive before he goes out to apply the pressure.
Yeah, and again we have Nexus, no forage from Manthok, and
Very
the
risky.
Stalker misses the SCV, and the SCV is going to see that natural. And let's see if the Exothermic is going to take the initiative here, as he's going to wall off with the third supply depot. Another tech lab going down, concussive shells being researched, and yes, I think he's going to go for an early push here.
Certainly, and definitely after seeing the Nexus after only one gate, it's almost certain that a player should try to push in, apply some pressure, and possibly even take out the expansion. We do see a Stalker trying to poke inside, but we see Marines chasing it out. The Stalker will make its way back without seeing much. And yeah, I mean, I think that Exothermic will apply pressure now. We'll send in this group of Marines with a few Marauders and expand behind it.
Yeah, and no factory as of yet, but look at this. The SCV's coming. They're going to buffer. Marines are moving out. STEM is not going to be done by the time he gets there, but let's see how our Protoss friend is going to deal with it, as he has exactly
He
one.
does have uh, he does have three gates though, and one Robo. I don't know if he has the economy to support
No,
all of them just
no,
yet.
no, he doesn't.
Certainly not. And we see Exothermic making his way down the middle. The Protoss does spot it, but
Oh,
I don't know if he can do much about it.
yeah, the
This might
Zealots
be
are.
a very quick game, winners.
Yeah, that's right. The Zealots are out of position. They're going to join up with those Stalkers, but two bunkers going down now. The SCVs are going to buffer. The Zealots charging in, but oh, this is not going to do well. Concussive shells are done. More Marauders on the way, and but he does take out the one SCV constructing the bunker here, as he's now kiting those Zealots. He's going to get rid of a few
Great
probes
sniper
as
by
well.
Exothermic. He does have all his racks rallied to the front of the Protoss natural, and I really do not see how the Protoss will be able to stop it. He's
Yeah.
carrying the Zealots now. Mantok doing good job though. He might be able to hold off the initial run of units, but we'll wait to see if he can stop off the whole thing. The Zealots are out now, so the Marauders are just going to melt away the Stalkers, and I think this is the beginning of the end.
Yeah, and he has two observers. I
Two
mean,
observers. I think that was
he,
most likely a mistake.
yeah, I mean, he should have canceled the observer as he saw the push coming, invest those resources into stalkers or zealots, but now we do have him pushing back. The supply is fairly even, but now STEM has finished, and STEM Marauders, they are quite crazy indeed.
It's gateway units definitely Marauders' favorite meal of the day. But looks like Exothermic is going to fall back with his units. Um, unit count station shows that they're both very close in supply. Protoss actually doing a very good job. He's actually ahead slightly, and he does have his expansion up. So
Yeah.
I think this will fare better for him in the long run. Exothermic, I think, missed his timing by a few seconds. I think he should have pushed forward about 30 seconds earlier before the Protoss had enough time for a couple of weapons. But we'll wait to see if he decides to all in from here, or I mean, oh, I missed the command center being built, so I guess no all ins just yet.
No Allens just yet. I actually think Exothermic should have waited a bit longer, waited for that stem to finish, get a few more units, and then demolish the Protoss. But again, we see the Chrono Boost not being used by Montauk at the Nexus, at the Natural, or in his main, and he's queuing probes at this point. A few too many for my taste. But I'm not playing today, I'm just casting. I see what people are doing as we see the orbital command finishing up. No bunkers made as of yet, and we hopefully have a longer game in the coming.
So we see the Protoss dropping a forge and building his Twilight Council. So most likely looking for upgrades or possibly hoping to take up to Templar tech. We do see the first two medivacs being built for exothermic while he sends out his factory, most likely to scout.
That's right. The forge going to finish for Montauk in a few seconds. 1-0, weapons level 1 is going to finish for exothermic as he throws down a turret just maybe to fend off that observer and to be safe against any Templar play, but I don't think we're going to see any of
There we
that
go.
quite yet.
Zealot legs being researched. Great upgrade, I think. Great choice, as he will need a lot of zealots to hold damage, push back the Terran units if he tries another timing attack. And yeah, he's researching his armor level 1. Again, we see a lot of Protoss opting to go for armor first before damage, so that the zealots can tank more damage from the Marines or Marauders.
Yeah, we see the Ghost Academy going down in the main, as well as a couple of more barracks, going up to 5 barracks. And Exothermic did scan his opponent, has a slight supply lead, and I think there were too many probes.
Look at our Protoss' friend's resources. At
Yes.
some point, his minerals reached almost 1K. Um, you should never let your resources reach that far. Always make sure your income is high, but your resources are constantly being used. And the exothermic, I think, is more than ready for this attack. Stim this time and a couple of medivacs. I don't know what the Protoss can do.
Yeah, and now he wants to get
He
that
will
better
take out.
Yep,
Okay, he's
go
pushing
ahead.
in now. He takes out the some of the zealots. Protoss micro not so good. His zealots are still behind. Great force fields though, buying himself some time, but the Monitors find a way through and kiting the zealots now.
Yep.
And I actually think Protoss might be able to push this back. His force fields were able to buy him a few seconds, which gave him opportunity to warp in. And we see a medivac probably attempting to try and sneak in behind the army engaging in the front.
Yep. Exothermic's army is pulling back for the time being. Not a bad decision there as he... but Montauk is going to be ready for this here. As the drop does occur now, maybe he wants to focus fire a few of the probes, but these stalkers are in a bit of trouble. There are only 3 stalkers, and now a zealot coming in, and a stem, the zealot legs are there, but now as the rest of the army joins in, this drop will be denied, and Montauk holds once more with his very unique playstyle, I would say.
I'm surprised Exothermic didn't decide to expand behind this attack. I think he could have taken his expo on the left side of his base, or possibly even gone for a hidden expansion like he is now. We do see the Protoss army making its way down the middle. Um, I don't know how well this counter attack is going to do. Exothermic does have a lot of units. He is ahead in supply. Let's see.
Yeah, Templar Archives about to finish, Blink about to finish. Ghosts are out on the field. Mobius Reactor as well, but the timing is a bit off there. But he does want to have his Ghost pop out with enough energy to have that EMP ready as the Marine encounters a few zealots and runs home to tell the rest that the Protoss is on his way. An observer there going to see, and I don't think the Protoss should engage at one of these choke points as the zealots will be clumped up. But
Yeah, he
let's
doesn't
see.
have enough sentries in his unit composition to try and cut the army in half.
He
So I think it would
has,
be a very poor choice for him to try and engage now. We do see a lot of zealots coming in, joining the army. So maybe the sheer number of zealots is enough to win this for a Protoss player.
Yeah, but there, don't forget, ghosts are there as well as five medivacs. Exothermic has just completed his third. It's already saturated. Let's. Oh, Death Arise is slowing us down. Okay,
Very,
so
very unfortunate when this happens, but it's part of the game. And thank God we're back. Didn't take too much of time. And we see both armies waiting somewhere in the middle for maybe someone to initiate an attack.
yeah, and Mantok is supply blocked.
Protoss with 2k minerals and 2k gas. Uh, he should probably invest in probably one or two more Nexi. Try and get his income going better. Yeah, I mean you should never leave your let your minerals reach this high.
Yeah, exactly.
2k,
You're
you can
correct.
build five Nexi with that.
Yeah, he definitely needs to take a third soon, as Exothermic has been mining quite well from his third. Looking
If
at
you
the
look at the
mineral,
bottom right winners, looks like the Protoss has spotted the expansion and is building a pylon to try and warp in some units to take it out
yep, but let's not forget that is a planetary fortress, and they do quite well against zealots. And we,
against anything which isn't flying, to be honest.
yeah, you're absolutely right. But siege tanks, they kind of have their way with planetary fortresses as Montauk takes a strange third base as Exothermic decides to move out once again, but he decides to pull back, maybe towards the middle. Let's see it from there. Let's see what we get. Storm's about to finish. Four more ghosts are in production. Seven on the field, so 11 ghosts will be out in a minute here. The ghosts are in front of the army, and they do need to be careful here. Oh, are they going to get off their EMPs?
Looks like they didn't spot the army, so he didn't go for the MP. Now the ghost being chased away by the Protoss army.
Oh,
Guardian shield goes up, and the engagement in the middle. Great
oh
EMPs, and
dear.
that Protoss army just lost all its shields. Stem now taking out a lot of the zealots, and the Protoss falls back.
The Protoss
Um,
is retreating, but I don't know how this is going. Oh, he makes a mistake. He goes up to the left instead of the
oh no,
right, and oh, this is going to be ugly for Amantok, and he
some zealots
is.
join in, but I don't think make much of a difference. The stalkers blink away. That looks like Exothermic is going to make his way in.
Yeah, that is correct. Now the Stalkers again being a bit mismicroed, two zealots wanting to fend off this army, wanting to be heroes, but now the Marauders are going
Exothermic
straight
goes
up.
straight for the main.
And there's the early GG and 1-0. Exothermic takes game number one of this best of three.
And
So
deservedly so.
yes, we did not expect it to go any other way as of yet. And thank God, Dan is up 1-0 and he is done. So hopefully we get to cast one of his game. And Prodigy is complaining, one of the players, that Dan is cheesing him. And yeah. So yeah, talking about
Cheese
that
is a
game.
part of the game.
Yeah, that's right. Extra cheese. So Cal, tell me, what did you think of that game?
I think both players started off the game very well. Exothermic, I think, should have either waited for stem or should have gone for the attack, that initial attack earlier, once he spotted the very fast expo by Mantok. Uh, Exothermic's macro really came into play. We saw Mantok's resources reach 2k and above for both minerals and gas at only 2 base. Had he expanded earlier, maybe incorporated some Colossi into the mix, I think Exothermic would have had a more difficult time.
Yeah, but again, strange play from our Protoss player going for that Nexus without a Forge and just one Stalker and the Zealot. I mean, it is rather
It
risky
is
and
very risky,
yeah.
extremely risky play. But Exothermic wasn't able to punish, so Mantok had an early income lead. Eventually, Exothermic's macro and micro came into play and won him the game.
Yeah. Now we just received the invite for game number two. of this best of three between Exothermic and Mantok has his